All right, what is up? Welcome to Spoiler Kings. We are going to discuss the finale of season 3, Invincible. It's pretty much Conquest, him versus Conquest. The big epic fight. Yeah, there's not much. We it's coming off of the Invincible War, so Mark's already in a messed up state. A lot of people are dead in the world, like hundreds of thousands of people are dead. So now Mark has to deal with
Rexplode died.
Died. Yeah, we didn't even they didn't even get to handle that, and then this guy comes up and shows. So
Adam Eve is in a coma, so she's out of it. Like there's a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah. So we dealt with 28, 30, something like that. Marks, and then all the way down to 8 marks within 3 days. And now we have Conquest. Super old, powerful Viltrumite. Let's just jump into it. Brandman, what you think about the finale?
Emphasis on epic. Holy crap. Right out of the woodwork, this hit the ground running. This was amazing. It was just an all-out battle royale between Mark and
Conquest.
Conquest. Yeah. Or as I like to call it, what's his face? Glenn versus Negan round 2.
Yeah. Pretty much.
No, props to Conquest. Like, that's a villain. Like, in terms of the lines, just how he reveled in the death and destruction and mayhem he was causing. I love villains like that. Some villains just don't need redeeming qualities. Some of them just need to be straight up evil. And I love that. And like a lot of the lines he was saying, I was like, bars. Jeffrey Dean Morgan crushed it too. From like a voice acting standpoint, he was great.
There was times where it didn't sound like him.
It didn't sound like him.
And then there's times that it really 100% sounded like him, but yeah, he did a good job at being that monster of a man or person.
Yeah. It was he was so good in it. And I like what they've been doing with the character of Mark. Yeah, like he still gets thrown around. Yeah, he still gets his ass kicked, but like he dishes some back out now. Like the first 2 seasons, he was just getting his ass handed to him. That still happens, but like Mark's got some hands now.
and head.
Exactly. I was like,
that was awesome too.
When both of them just broken, looking like Deadpool walking around. He's like,
that was awesome too. I'm an advocate of sometimes the villain just needs to go. Screw that, it won't make anything better. Sometimes rabid dogs just need to get put down.
That's what Mark said at the end of the episode. Yeah. It was like, you know what? You're right, Oliver. I was wrong. Sometimes if I see them, they're gonna mess with my family. I'm going to kill them.
Speaking of Oliver, love the character. He means well, but this is how I know I'm becoming an adult. Like I'm sitting there the entire time thinking. This is the entire time I'm sitting there thinking. Sometimes when grown folks are trying to tell you something, you need to listen.
Yeah.
He almost got himself ripped in half.
Dude, his head game was strong. It really was, man.
But yeah, awesome episode. Loved it. It really had me wanting more by the time it ended. Like you said, Brian, this season zoomed by way too fast.
Way too fast.
Might even be my favorite season so far. I liked everything about it. I like what they did with Mark. I love his new costume. I love the color scheme, and just the brutality of it, and just the balance that this show goes for, with a lot of the smaller, more lighthearted moments, and then just the brutality of it. This is probably one of my favorite animated superhero series or comic book series. It's awesome.
Yeah. It is. I mean, after that first season, I read the comics, and that was what 4 years ago at this point.
Yeah,
so I think. And Yeah. I mean, even a lot of this episode right from the comic, like panel
There's
for
some
panel.
panels, exactly. Some
Yeah.
panels are exactly the same.
Yeah. So, yeah, it was really well done. What about you, Brian? What do you think about the finale?
It was just epic. It really was exactly what I thought it was going to be. The brutality in this episode is more brutal than anything the boys have ever done.
Yeah. I mean,
it really is. Just think about the one scene when Conquest is holding Mark's face and running through people dying, arms being ripped off, faces being exploded, people literally exploding through Mark's face. I mean, A-Train ran through one person, and then what happened? This whole thing came up. They went through epic things, buildings crumbling.
Even that kind of
hundreds
happened.
Of thousands of people dying, people falling out of the building. You see them just falling out of the building. They did that. That's crazy.
Yeah. I think like going with what you're saying, when he's on the beach and he's running through everybody, even when he's not directly running through you, the like shockwave is so impactful that there's a scene of like I forgot if it was a parent holding a little boy's hand, and then like it cuts and it's just him like goes like off, his arm gets ripped off,
his arm gets ripped off. Yeah.
I was like, what the hell, man? Yeah. Like the dog freaking dies. Like they do not hold back. They do not hold back on this episode. Like,
and that's just their fight. I mean,
even at the first punch causes such a big shockwave that is just like dust and people are getting blown back and getting killed. It's the first punch. Like, that's insane. It was so good.
Oliver almost got ripped apart.
That was crazy. I thought they were gonna
I thought we were gonna start hearing like rips like of the skin, like pulling.
I was like, this is the end.
Yeah, they love blood splatters, like Ric Flair before going.
Exactly, you do a little cut. All of a sudden, like, oh man, it was nuts. The fight was nuts, and then Eve, dude, her being determined to go fight. She was holding her own for a while, right? Then she kind of got tired and started losing her focus, and then she kind of had gotten, her jaw knocked off. Just literally, I was like, man, her jaw was like this. Like, it was a lot. But then her going to her ultimate form, like that was amazing to see. That the thought of it was amazing. It was just exactly everything was totally insane.
Yeah.
And then what Mark did at the end, that was good.
Yeah,
that was good.
Yeah. And even like I forgot what he said. But it was after when he thought, Eve died and Conquest is up there like just talking shit. He is, you need to tell her right now before it's like, too late.
He said, I see the future.
Yes.
And you're not in it.
That's
tomorrow.
Like the craziest shit. Yeah. You ever guys see the Key and Peele, the boxer, trash talking?
God chose me for this fight. God is the teacher. Derek is the student, and I am God's instrument. When I squeeze your lungs, Derek, and you beg me for life, then your heart will open up to the Lord.
I'm gonna knock him out round one, bitch. Wait. What did he say again?
What? like he went to that level of like craziness where like it was so epic. Like he went to another level and he just went crazy, man. Like it was awesome. It was so good to see, though. It was so good to see. But yeah, that was my first thought of that Key and Peele thing. He goes, I'm gonna beat him so hard on Saturday, and the other guy's like
he will meet God.
Tell goodbye to his wife because I will kill like crazy shit. Like, yeah, he's like, I see the future. I was like, damn,
you're
bro.
not in tomorrow. Starting tomorrow, you're not in it. I was
like,
wow,
that's crazy shit.
That's with a broken arm, right? Broken leg. He's like, you're not in it. I'm going to kill you no matter what. And then Mark went ham and he started headbutting him till he had no more head left. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Wild. Yeah. And then Rex's funeral, that was a lot. That was sad. Oof. It was real sad.
Yeah, Eve hit her Dark Phoenix level.
Yeah.
Kind of. Pretty much.
That was like, what was going on?
You know?
But yeah, I loved it. But you talk about what you loved.
Nah, I mean, you guys are right there, man. It was so I just love like they didn't try to change Conquest. Like he got the scar, you know, the teeth are all jacked up. Like, you know, the thing they tell you is like, hey, never fight an ugly man, you know, because like he has nothing to lose, you know, and that's Conquest. He's like, bro, come at me. What are you gonna do? Mess up my teeth? Who
Which
gives a
was
shit?
awesome. They just
Yeah.
made him full on evil. They made him
full on evil.
They made him like revel in it, which
Yeah.
was, you know, which I love. As someone who hasn't gotten around to reading any of the comics yet, but plans to.
I got 12 of
Mhm.
the graphic arts, graphic novels right here. I have 12 of them. So if you want,
Mhm.
I'll give you the first 3. You read through them.
Mhm.
Goes
They're good.
fast.
They're good.
Good. Yeah. If they're quick reads, even better. But yeah, they, you know, some villains just need to be evil and like being evil. You know,
Mhm.
we kind of have this epidemic of villains who do very awful, irredeemable, and unforgivable things, giving them like a, oh, they're not so bad backstory in order to
Mhm.
lighten the blow. No, they just made this son of a bitch just full on evil. I loved
Yeah.
it.
What did he say? When he whispered to Mark, he was like,
Oh,
so
I'm so
lonely.
alone.
So lonely. No one else, the Ultramite was even want to be around me. And the more I conquer, the more I kill, the more they fear me. No
Yeah.
one wants to be around me. He said all this stuff, and then he says, but you're gonna take this to your grave. And he was about to kill him.
Oh, it was so good. It was so good. And it being Jeffrey D. Morgan, I think like just he has that speech pattern and that voice tone where it's like, oh yeah, you sound crazy as shit, man. Like you sound
Yeah.
yeah.
Because
Yeah,
I've always
What's up,
associated with
Martel?
him.
Good.
Well, the thing that I've always associated with Jeffrey Dean Morgan, especially with his voice and his delivery, it always has like this. And one of the reasons I like him so much, he always kind of has this bravado to his voice.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost kind of like cocky, dare I say, even like, I don't want to say bro-ish, but at the same time, I kind of want to say bro-ish, depending on some of his roles.
Mm-hmm.
Like Negan, you know, he had a bit of some bro energy. You know, like he dialed it back with the bravado, and it was more malicious
Mm-hmm.
than what I'm used to. You know, like I said, that it said a lot about him as an actor. And like you said, Tank, there were points where I didn't even recognize it as the voice of Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
No,
You know,
Yeah.
I gotta be honest with you. I heard it all the time. But once again, he from Supernatural. You know,
Yeah.
Sammy Dean's dad. I heard that the entire time he was talking. But he was just such a badass. I just it was par for the course for me. You know.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. I mean, there's sometimes where like it was very like you heard it. There's some other times where I don't know if it just got caught up in the moment of everything where it was just like I just see Conquest, you know, but you know, I either way, he was just a perfect casting for that, you know, especially with the history of acting roles with Stephen Yeun, you know, and him,
Oh,
you know, being Glenn versus Negan. I was like, oh, it was so epic, you know. But you know, even with Oliver, you know, I thought that was like done really well because he comes in, he's like, oh, he's old, we can kick his ass, and you know, Conquest is like, I'm old, but I'm still fast and super strong, and you know, arguably, I think
the second, probably most
second strongest,
greatest
you know?
warrior from all the Viltrumites.
Yeah, you know, like he's definitely the oldest, but he's also like one of the best, you know, top 2 for sure, you know. So like, yeah,
Well,
you
it
know,
looks like
but
he's button down to 3 now.
yeah, but just the way he like smacks Oliver, and then like Oliver kind of like catches himself, and then he spits up all the blood and teeth. It was like so delayed, you know. I mean, he's like, that's how hard he hit you. Like it took like a minute for your body to be like, oh shit, like we're messed up, you know. But you know, yeah, it just everything was great. The funeral was great. You know, finally Mark and Eve get to have like some alone time and be with each other. Eve's parents, Eve's dad sucks. He's
Yeah,
just
he
a
does
shitty.
suck.
He's a shitty person in the. He's even
He's an
shittier in the
asshat.
comics. He's fucking racist in the comics. Like he's a horrible person in the comics. Here they just make him like an asshat. In the comics,
yeah, and even with them watering him down, he's still and I'm just going off what you're saying. It's still freaking
No.
In the show, he's
not as bad in the show. I feel like he's much worse in the comic. But there's just so many things that are going on, and even like those extra scenes afterwards were like those like in credit stuff. That was a lot. Yeah, that was a lot going on.
Yeah, because we got a callback from season 1 with the demon dude. I can't remember his name. We got a callback to that. We got a battle beast. They found battle beast, and he wants more battle. Battle beast is awesome. He's such a cool character. What was it? Oh, the Cecil. That was okay. So some of the problems. One, I'll bring this up because Martrell is talking about this animation. I didn't think it looked good. I think it looked cheap at times. Like there's a part where he's punching him, like the constant like just bashing his face in, and you can tell it was like they were just like reclipping the same thing. You know what I mean? It was like, it's just
swinging. The swing is the same.
But it's
thing,
the same exact swing, same exact movement. Like it looked like an old Tom and Jerry kind of thing, where like, they're just running again because they have to sit that. But it's not on them. They got a lower budget this year,
which is crazy. Sucks. Why would they have a lower budget when it's like the #1 streaming thing? 99 on Rotten Tomatoes. Why are they lowering the budget all the time? I don't understand.
I don't know. I mean, season 1 had high ratings. Season 2 had more popularity, and season 3 has even more. But the budget goes the opposite way from the popularity. I don't know. You're gonna say something, Brad Man?
No, that weirds me out. Like you said, with the acclaim, the amount of people who tune in, you'd kind of think they wouldn't skirt around or cheap out when it comes to the animation.
Yeah,
especially when the animation's so good.
It looks good, but you could tell there's times when they have to save money.
It's not as sharp, it's not as crisp. It's not like they're
compared to season 1,
like you're doing panels where they're doing the same panels over and over again instead of giving a new panel for a different scene. And that's just very weird of them to do, especially with such an epic battle that you want to have, stand the test of time.
Yeah. Like be something people talk about for a long time, but Chill's right. Like the animation settles in after 5 minutes. I agree with, like it's not to the point where I'm like, I can't watch this, like you kind of accept it and like, okay, it is what it is. It doesn't change it being a good story. It's still a great story, and I thought, it still looked good enough, but it doesn't look as good as season 1. Because at season 1 with him and Omni-Man, like that looked amazing.
And they spent money on that.
Yeah, but this still looked good. It just wasn't as good. But either way, that was one of the issues. But if you like the animation, I'm not gonna say you're wrong because it does look crisp at times. A lot of the still shots, that's why they do a lot of somebody talking off screen while they're looking at somebody. If you notice that, they do a lot of that.
Do you guys think Cecil put a different body in the body bag and like a puppet or something like that? One of those monsters in the body bag.
That's one of the credits.
Yeah. So
because they show him.
We see him in that thing 60 feet under the ground, or whatever, 6 stories under the ground. We know that all this stuff encased in all that metal. But I'm saying you could have put him in the body bag and then just transfer him over later.
Yeah,
but I don't think that's what they did. I think he actually put a different body there, different puppet in there, and then always had that body over there.
Same. Yeah. Because you want as many people. Because if they go and burn them like Mark wanted, then people would see him like, oh no, I saw him burn him. So yeah, I feel like a few people know that Conquest is down there. So yeah, but also like I feel like that's so stupid of Cecil. who's a dude that's very smart and very thinks 2 steps ahead all the time, kind of thing, is very stupid of him for that. I was like, bro, you know he's stronger than Omni-Man.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like Mark and Eve both almost died, and those are the 2 most powerful people in your
that you've ever
deck of
seen.
heroes. Yeah, so it's like, and this dude is stronger than Omni-Man. Almost killed Mark and Eve, and you just think you're just gonna like tie him down? Like
And
what?
you're going to ask him questions because he's going to be able, he's going to listen to you. That is such a stupid move. Yeah, I don't know what the hell he's
Conquest
doing.
is a psychopath, man. Like
Yeah.
if you didn't catch that in this episode, he is crazy. He doesn't care. Yeah. So yeah, I thought that was kind of a dumb move on Cecil's end. He doesn't do a lot of dumb moves, but
every once in a while,
this is a really dumb one for sure.
Mhm.
For sure. But any other negatives from you guys?
Did you guys
That there's
catch
not
that
a
whole
s-
Dark Blood thing? You caught that the whole Damien Dark Blood, all that, the whole thing at the end with the devils, the demon thing.
Oh yeah.
And Mark's
So
they're gonna give Mark a chance to make a deal with the devil. I didn't know if everyone caught that because it's been such a long time since we saw that.
Yeah.
I didn't catch that. I'll have to rewatch it.
It's at the very, very end.
Mhm.
It's at the very end. Yeah,
And that-
he
Yeah,
the demon dude. What was his name? Damien? Was that his name? I
yeah,
couldn't
Damien
remember.
Darkblood.
Yeah, he's from season 1. He was the demon dude from season 1 that was investigating Omni-Man.
Mhm.
And then yeah, he talks to, like, I guess his boss basically, and tells him he found a host or something like that. So yeah, I can't remember that part in the comic. But I mean, because like for me, it's like, are they talking about Mark or are they talking about somebody else?
That's what I wasn't sure about. Because who's the one? Is it Eve? Is she? Because she's more powerful without anything.
Uh-huh.
So I wasn't sure who it was based on.
Yeah. So that would definitely have to see what that leads to. Well, you Brian, man. Any other things?
I just want season 4 now.
I know they're already working on it, so
Yeah, they're well into production on it, which is awesome. So hopefully we won't have to wait too long. I think that I'm kind of inclined to say, on one hand, my favorite thing about it was also my least favorite thing about it, in the sense that it hit the ground running, and
never
but
stopped.
it never stopped. But it was just fight scene after fight scene after fight scene, and there wasn't too much breathing room. But at the same time, I get why they did that. The whole season was kind of building up to that. So on one hand, I could have expected. I expected it, but it could have also benefited from like a little levity and nuance at times. But at the same time, I absolutely loved it. So it's a it's a complaint, but it's not quite a complaint, because I still absolutely love this episode.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. I get what you're saying though. If it's just like nonstop the whole time, and that's what I thought was going to happen. That it was going to be just a lot of nonstop.
Yeah,
So,
it very much was breakneck speed.
Yeah. breaking
everyone's necks.
Yeah.
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 But no. I think it delivered what it was building up to this season. So I can't quite complain about it. All together, I was pretty happy with this episode.
Yeah.
Quite happy. That's how you end a season.
Yes.
I actually thought that it should have been more of a cliffhanger.
I would have been good with that too.
I would have rather, even or as much as like, so I kind of knew what was going to happen, but I would have mind Omni-Man showing back up right at the end of the episode, but he doesn't for a couple more episodes. So I know why but I would have minded that Alan and Omni-Man showing up, because now it throws another wrench into the whole Deb and thing, and how she feels about it, and Mark loving his dad but just hearing that his dad is dead. So like I think that would have threw another thing for us, and that would have been a good point to talk about next season, which they're going to talk about next season, but I'm saying that would have been a good thing to kind of throw that cliffhanger at the end of the episode.
Yeah. For me, even if they don't show them in Earth, I feel like they should have showed them again at one point. You know what I mean? They should have showed them somewhere in this episode, even at the very, very end, like when they do all the little montage of things, they should have showed them again. Like, hey, don't forget,
they're
they're around,
Earth.
They're doing shit, because you kind of forgot, what was it, episode 2 or 3, of the season was the last time we saw them, I think. So
they're talking episode 4 or 5.
Were they? Okay. Yeah. I think it was about halfway. Yeah. So Battle Beast is just an awesome character, man. I love Battle Beast. He's cool. He's a psychopath.
But that was the thing I thought about when you saw that the aliens come in and pick up Battle Beast on the way. That's why I was thinking of Thrag.
No, not yet. Because Battle Beast obviously joins the coalition. I don't think that's a spoiler because he kind of already did. Alan knows he's there, so like it's they're gonna want him. But the one thing I think they're not talking about is we saw the character again in this episode was why am I forgetting his name? But he was like the Iron Man kind of guy in the iron suit. He killed one of the marks in space last episode. Tech something. I can't remember his name. They showed him again in this episode. I think he's going to be a bigger character next season. I think. Tech Jacket. There you go. I can't remember his name.
Yeah,
Tech Jacket. So he might be a bigger character, not like big as like Thrag, but I think we're going to see more of him, which is cool because he is a cool character as well. So, well, yeah. You guys got anything else?
That's pretty much it.
It was fun. It was a whole lot of fun, and I hope we don't have to wait too much longer.
Yeah. Well, Robert Kirkman said the goal is a year, every year. So, hopefully,
next Valentine's Day, let's go.
Yeah, I can't wait till the whole show is out and I can buy the box set and just watch it all over again.
I like it.
Yeah. It is a great show. This is a good finale, a really good finale of the season. Real quick, where would you put season 3? Would you put it, like for me, I put probably 1, 3, 2.
I'd rank it right next to 1. So yeah, like 1, 3, level. 2, or like same level, 1, 3, and then 2.
Yeah. Yeah, 2 was such a letdown, but yeah, but cool.
2 just seemed like, and it'll be easy. It'll be interesting to kind of rank them all by the time all the seasons that they're planning are out and they conclude it, just to kind of see where season 2 fits in the grand scheme. Season 2 I thought was fine. It was just it was just flat at times. Yeah. It was and they set the standard so high with season 1.
I honestly think if you want to wait till the entire show is out and however many seasons, I think season 2 will be the weakest season. Like I can't see anything else going forward being as weak as that. Especially, I think they learned their lesson on a release schedule. Like, don't do this weird break. And then also storytelling. I think it's gonna, season 2 is gonna be the worst. I think always, whether it be 5, 7, or 9 seasons. Like season 2 is gonna be worst of the worst. That's my opinion. We'll see, but cool. Yep. That's it for our review for Invincible, the season finale. Conquest got it headbutted to his face exploded. It was awesome. Love to see it. It's so violent, man. It's so violent. It's awesome. But we want to hear from you guys. If you're watching on the replay, leave a comment down below and let us know what you guys think about Invincible, the season, this episode, the fight, any theories that you might have going forward. If you read the comic books, awesome. Try to stay spoiler free for the non-comic book readers. But we'll talk everything in the comments. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, so you come and join us every Monday and Thursday. We appreciate everyone in the live chat right now. We want you guys to stick around because we're going to move on to our next topic for the night.